Among Reb Nachman's best-known disciples was Reb Shmuel Isaac. Like Reb Nachman, he had great prophetic powers. Not only could he see into the future, but he also had visions in which he ascended into paradise. Several of these visions were recorded in a small notebook that was lost after his death. Only one of Reb Shmuel's visions was preserved. I find myself walking at night through a snow-covered forest. I see a light glowing far off, as distant as a star, and with nothing else to guide me, I follow it. I make my way through the dark forest, ignoring the icy wind and the howling of wolves. I keep my eyes fixed on the distant light, certain that it holds my salvation. At last, deep in the forest, I come to a clearing in the shape of a circle. The clearing is filled with light, and when I come closer, I see that a ladder of light rises up there. I look at it in amazement. Surely it can be none other than the ladder seen by Jacob in his dream. But while Jacob saw angels ascending and descending the ladder, I see none. I stand at the base of the ladder and peer up into the sky. The ladder ascends as far as I can see into the very heavens. And at the top of the ladder, I see the light, the star that guided me to this place. And I know that I must ascend that ladder wherever it will take me. I step on the first rung, and I find it somehow holds me, even though it is made only of light. Actually, this ladder feels very secure, as though it is standing on a solid foundation. I lose my fear. I climb from rung to rung. I am determined to reach that light, which I see far above me. Finally, I reach the top, and I see a magnificent palace. I am sure this palace must have been the source of the light. And look, outside the palace was a tree with branches that seem to reach into every corner of heaven. In the branches I see a golden nest with a golden dove in it. The song of that dove fills the air. It is so beautiful, I feel like weeping. Suddenly I realize I have ascended to the very palace of Mashiach himself. And this bird must be none other than the golden dove of Moshiach, whose heavenly song is immortal. I come to a door of the palace and see it consists of black flames burning on white flames. I draw my breath and walk through the door, knowing full well that it might be impossible to turn back. Inside I find a chamber of awesome beauty. While I am marveling at its uniqueness, suddenly I see that a gateway has opened, leading to another chamber, and from there to yet another, and so from room to room, and from story to story. I find that every entrance leads to the next, that everything is connected to everything else with the profoundest wisdom and beauty. I move from room to room in that fiery palace until I come to a door with a flame that burns much brighter than any other. And somehow I know that here I have come to the end of my quest. I am certain that behind this door I will find Moshiach, who has guided me to this place. Gathering all my courage, I stepped through the fiery door into the inner chamber. Now I am blinded by a brilliant light that fills every corner of the room. I shield my eyes. Gradually, I make out an old man with a white beard, seated on a throne before me. He is holding a sword. His face is the source of all this light. This old man is Moshiach. He has waited all these years for his time to come. He looks at me and speaks. Do you see this sword, he asks. I nod that I do, for I am speechless. With this sword, I shall conquer the world, he says. I am bewildered. I have no idea what he means. He says, go to your Rebbe. He will explain everything to you. At this moment, my vision ended, and I found myself standing before the house of study in Breslav. In great confusion I entered, since I knew that my only hope was to ask Reb Nachman to explain this vision to me. As I stepped inside, I saw that Reb Nachman was teaching a lesson. The first words I heard the Rebbe say were, and the sword of the Mashiach is prayer.